We're given that segment AB is parallel to EF. I'll mark that on my drawing. Parallel. This makes this a side splitter. You have corresponding angles that are congruent, and this angle is congruent to both of the triangles by the reflexive property. So by angle-angle triangle similarity, the two triangles are similar by this theorem. We're also given that these two are perpendicular, so this is a right angle. And we know that we can solve for missing sides of a right triangle using the Pythagorean theorem. So the two legs of this triangle are 3 and 4. Maybe you recognize it as a Pythagorean triple as a 3, 4, 5. If not, you can still do the math, the work. 9 plus 16 is equal to c squared, so 25 is c squared. When you square root both sides, we're going to get a plus or minus, but since we're dealing with the length, we're going to ignore the negative root, and we get this distance is equal to 5. And we want to find all the other sides. So we could separate the two triangles and go like this. Before I do that, though, I think I'm going to solve for this one before we do that. This problem has a little bit more meat to it than some of the others. This is a little bit complex. Here we have 4.5. So 4.5 and 3 add to 7.5, so this distance is 4.5. We're going to call this piece x, and let's just call this one y while we're at it. So if I'm going to solve for this distance, which we called x, let's set up proportional parts. The side splitter divides these two sides into proportional parts. We have 3 is to 4.5 as 4 is to x. Cross multiply, 3x is equal to 18 and x is equal to 6. This is equal to 6. Now, to solve for this long hypotenuse, I could do a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Or I could set up and you can do that, or I can set up two triangles. I'm going to draw the two triangles separately with a like configuration. Notice I have my right angles here and my two angles that are congruent here. This side of the large one is 10. This is my y that I'm looking for. In this small triangle, I have 4 and I have 5. Now, it looks like I've got a scale factor of 2.5, which would make 5 times 2.5 get me to 12.5. Let's just check our math. We have 4 is to 10. These are corresponding sides. So they're proportional to 5 is to y. When we cross multiply, we get 4y is equal to 50. Y is equal to 50 fourths, which is 25 halves, or 12.5.